Hi, my name's Irene Myers, and for my project I chose to do the tennis serve. My goal was to get 6 out of 10 shots into the service box, and during the pre-session my subject didn't do quite well. He got 0 out of 10, and this is the worst trial from the pre-session. During the preparation phase, the most important 2 elements are your foot stance and the grip on the racket. Your foot stance is important because it keeps your center of gravity and it will help you keep balance. It's important to have your front foot at a 45-degree angle at the baseline and your back foot parallel to the baseline, about shoulder width apart. And for your grip, it's important to be like you're shaking hands with the racket, so to say. And this is important to get the right force and trajectory on the ball. During the force phase, the 2 most important elements are the ball toss and the contact point. The ball toss is important because it sets up where you want the ball to be during the contact point, which is then important because that creates the amount of force, the rotation, and the momentum that you want to get going on the ball for a proper tennis serve. During the follow-through phase, the most important elements are that the racket comes across the body after the contact point and that the subject takes a step forward. The racket coming across the body helps keep the momentum going for the ball, and the step forward helps to keep the person in balance after the serve. My subject's first fault was his ball toss. The importance of the ball toss is to set up the ball at the contact point so you can have a proper force and momentum and trajectory for the ball. The ball toss is supposed to be slowly accelerated upwards, and you release the ball without flicking the wrist so it goes straight up in the air. But my subject, he kept flicking his wrist so it kept going behind him so he wasn't able to properly hit the ball, and also he was swinging his arm in a round motion, so that also helped to the craziness of the ball, and he wasn't able to hit it in the box correctly. So my drill that I made him do to correct this was just to stand at the baseline and throw the ball upwards repeatedly, nice and slowly, without any wrist motion, focusing on no wrist motion, just having it go straight up in the air so he could know what it felt like to have it just be released easily upwards and have him catch it so he knows that it was going straight up and down. My subject's second fault was his contact point. The contact point is important because it sets up the momentum and the power and the velocity of the ball that you want to have, and also the rotation of the ball that you want to have for the proper serve. However, my subject, when he attempted the serve, he'd get up enough power to get it even over the net and into the box. He couldn't aim it correctly into the box, and I think that the whole problem came from that his arm wasn't fully extended when he was hitting it. He was sort of hitting it halfway up and therefore lobbing it over, when what you're supposed to do is have your arm fully extended up to get that steep trajectory up and over into the box, and you want to have it kind of close to the net. And so a drill that I had him do in order to correct this problem was to throw the ball up against the fence of the tennis court and try to catch the ball in between his racket and the fence with his arm fully extended. In this way, he could help learn how high he had to throw the ball in order to get that contact point with that arm fully extended, in order to get that steep trajectory and that power that you want to get into the service box. My subject's third fault was his footing, and the footing is a very important element in the preparation phase. A drill that I had him do to correct this was I had him stood at the service line with his feet at the proper angle, a 45-degree angle with the front foot, and then a parallel angle with your back foot. And I had him just do a simple serve over the net, trying to get it into the box. This also helped with his aim of getting it into the box and just getting a feel for where his feet needed to be at the proper stance, because as before he was doing it with his feet just standing straight, parallel, not even shoulder width apart when he tried it the first time. So we put all these drills together for a final test with my subject. He shot 10 serves, and out of the 10 he got 4, which wasn't really my goal out of 6 out of 10, but hey, it was a big improvement from last time. Here's the final product.